Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of MLS Ireland. Will I be bringing to you my predictions for week 4? Yes, I know I missed 2, but I've been stateside along with you lots, so enjoy this one. Hello again, thank you for joining us this week. I'm going to start with my predictions, but yes, I know I've been away for 2 weeks, but I went to see the NYCFC game. Came back with a little souvenir of a nice wee flag for St. Patrick's Day, which was pretty good. St. Patrick's Day, not St. Patty's Day, but anyway, it was pretty good. Enjoyed New York. The game was pretty good against the LAFC. Didn't really see too much for New York really themselves to explain that they're actually improving as a team, but Maritza looks pretty good at the moment, and Jesus Medina is probably their kind of go-to guy at the moment, which is is a good thing to see, but I don't see big things happening for this year, but unfortunately that's the way it goes. I'm going to might as well start with the first game, NYCFC at Toronto. Toronto are playing very well at the moment. I can see them starting to pick up, even though they've lost possibly their best player for quite a long time in Giovinco. But I kind of do see Toronto winning this game. They have a good wee record at home so far this season, so I'm going to guess a 2-0 win for them, if not 2-1. But I'm going to see Toronto win this game probably not as easy as this result looks, but I'm going to state that they are going to win anyway, which is unfortunate to NYC. But I've been wrong before plenty of times, as always. And the next game is Chicago against the Red Bulls. Chicago are the new Orlando or the new San Jose. They're the new San Jose with actually a proper big name player and a proper good striker, but they're starting to be themselves again from last season. They really haven't improved. They're trying to put Bastian Schweinsteiger in centre midfield, centre defence, attacking midfielder, and I'm surprised they haven't put him in goal yet. But I won't be surprised if it happens this week. They're playing against the New York Red Bulls, who have been playing in the Champions League and then just basically got kicked out of it quite easily. They're playing in Chicago. I think it's going to be a tight game, but I do think the Red Bulls are going to have it. I think they should really have it. It's the Red Bulls, and at the start of the season I actually thought they would be the contenders for the MLS Cup, maybe the Supporters Shield as well, but still early seasons, and it's going to be an exciting one if they pick it up and go on a winless or a lossless draw run. They keep on gaining points. That's probably what I meant. My English isn't great. The next game is New England Revolution, and they're taking on Minnesota. Minnesota are actually surprising me this season. They're actually playing quite well. They're playing actually more than quite well, and they're doing better. And then they'll be moving into the last games are all away from home, and they'll be playing in their magnificent stadium soon enough. And they're taking on a team that last week played in front of 10 people, I think it was. I think that was the average attendance now for Revolution, which is kind of a sad thing. And they have a great support. And if you're not supporting, if you don't know, there's a whole pile of Twitter handles that people hear from Ireland, maybe and from the UK and all that stuff, and they're pretty sound. So if you're a New England fan, look them up. And this game, I do think it is going to be a 2-all. I do think Minnesota have what it takes to win this game, but I think just for the fact is New England probably will pick it up now after all the kind of criticism of last week when they didn't really have their fans and Robert Kraft and edit and all that stuff. So I'm gonna think they might just pick it up for this game. The next game is Sporting KC against Montreal. Don't know why I done that accent. Sporting Kansas City, I do think that they're going to get back into the swing of things and start winning games quite comfortably. And it's going to start with Montreal, who are, I'm not going to say as good as last season, or they probably just started off the same as last season. which is kind of a shame. Because I like Platy. It's going to be a tricky one. I'm predicting this one to be Sporting Kansas City 3-1, just for the fact that Kansas City need to start getting their ass into gear. And then the next game is San Jose Earthquakes against LAFC. LAFC looked pretty good last week, or 2 weeks ago when I seen them in the Yankee Stadium. They did look pretty well, and I think Villa is starting to get back into the swing of things. Rossi is looking great on the wing. He played very well. He kept out wide for most of the game, and he kind of had all the space in the world. And I think in that game may just go down to 2-1. I do think San Jose may pick themselves up for this game, but I think LAFC just probably has that wee bit too much for them. And then the next game is Columbus Crew against Atlanta. Atlanta have been, dare I said, quite poor at the moment. Probably because they've lost their best player and they've lost a great manager, so it's understandable. And they played in the Champions League, and they played a god awful pitch in front of a great audience and stuff. But you need to get rid of that pitch if they're ever going to try and do anything properly. And because of that, I do think the Columbus Crew is going to win this game 2-1. Sorry, Atlanta fans, but I think Columbus Crew may just have a wee bit too much for them, and I don't think the tactics for Atlanta at the moment are going to do them any good in this game, because I think Columbus Crew are just going to try and hit them on the counter attack, and I think that's what's going to happen. And then Cincinnati against the Philadelphia Union. Wait. I need a cheaper hobby. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. Cincinnati are doing very well at this moment, and they're playing at home, and I'm looking forward to watching this game because I do believe it's going to be on TV here. Philadelphia Union, I did have tickets to see them last week when they actually won last week, but a friend of mine just kind of got ill. The person who was actually supposed to be driving, typical, kind of fell ill, so I couldn't really get going, but I watched it on TV and it was a pretty good game. And they're playing against Cincinnati, and I think this game is going to go 3-2 to Cincinnati, just for the fact that I think Cincinnati will be basically pumped for this game at home against a good team. So and it's going to be a good tight game, so I'm going to go 3-2. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing Cincinnati and seeing the fans, because I didn't really get a good glimpse of them in the past while, so looking forward to that one. And then it is Colorado Rapids against Houston Dynamo. This game is going to be probably a 0-0 or a 1-0 to Colorado, just for the fact that Colorado are actually not too bad compared to last season. So, you know, they have 2 points at the moment, better than probably none last season. I can't remember, but it wasn't great for them. And against Houston Dynamo, they haven't really played away this season, I don't think, and I think the whole Champions League kind of got them boiled down, but their last game was 2 wins. So, but I do think Colorado may just nick this one. Again, I've been wrong. And then the next game is Real Salt Lake against FC Dallas. FC Dallas has been surprisingly weird this season. They drew 1, lost 1, which is quite weird for them, because they started off the season brilliantly last season. But against Real Salt Lake, who I always wanted to do well, but they've lost the last 2 games, so this is why the reason I'm going for an FC Dallas 2-1 win. FC Dallas look like they did last season, but have they improved? I don't know, but I'm looking forward to that game. So 2-1 to FC Dallas. The next, Vancouver against Seattle. That's kind of the wee derby up in the top northwest. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be 2-0 to Seattle. I just think for the Seattle, because they're playing particularly brilliantly at the moment, and I do think they could win it this season, the Supporters Shield or the MLS Cup. They're actually looking that good, and they've actually properly signed players, not sold them like everybody else in the MLS. So I'm actually pinning Seattle to be probably my dark horse of winning the MLS Cup this season, so keep an eye out for that. And then the next game, Orlando against DC United, and Nane against Rooney is what basically people everywhere in the world now is basically claiming it as. So it's going to be, you know, Rooney United in about a year's time. So I'm going to predict that game 1-2. Orlando 1, DC United 2. I just think for the fact is Orlando actually are looking pretty good at the moment tactically, but I do think DC United have a wee bit too much for them at the moment, and I think DC United with Wayne Rooney can and Acosta, who's probably their better player, can probably just swing it a bit and actually get that win at the end of the day. So DC United is going to win that game. And then the last game is Galaxy against Timbers. Timbers are not playing particularly great this week and this season, and LA Galaxy are not playing too bad. It depends on if Zlatan's back. I didn't really look that up, I should have. I think LA Galaxy should win this game because then I've heard Ellis and Andrini is back, so that game's going to be an exciting one. I think it is going to be on TV here. I do believe it. It's going to be on quite late at night, but I think it's going to be on TV here, and I'm predicting that it's going to be 2-0, and it's going to be probably hard times for Portland because they're going to be playing a lot of games away from home at the moment because their stadium's getting renovated. And that's it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and if you're new, give us a wee subscribe, and a like and a share would be brilliant. So thank you very much, and good night.